there's a few games that are out there that I know for certain that no matter what's going on, I will stop and play that game from start to finish. I will do my due diligence to put everything down, especially when it comes to gaming wise, to just focus on one game. I recently picked up Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and I want to give you my first impressions, my opinions of what I think about this game because there's a few games that make me feel this way. I haven't felt this way in a long time when it comes to playing the game, having fun with the game, enjoying the game. Now, full disclosure, the game's not perfect. It to be honest with you, it's not necessarily my kind of game when it comes to playing games. If you've been watching this channel, I do a lot of sports, some action, some racing. That's my type of thing. You know, I do like some action adventure games, some a little bit of RPGs, but for the most part, I like playing sports. But Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is one of these games that I was curious about. I played Breath of the Wild, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see what this was about. They're saying this one's a little bit better than Breath of the Wild, and to me, it feels like it's an enhanced version of it. And I cannot stop playing this game. It is so much that you can do in the game. That's actually pretty fun. It's a little dead spots there when you just walking around and doing this, that, and the third, but there's so much to explore that you can do small things that actually, you know, make the time worthwhile. Like I've been putting uh basically weapons together, cooking food, fighting enemies, swimming, learning the abilities of Link. I like where this is going. I like where it's going now. Full disclosure, I'm not that far in the game. If I'm not trying to put any spoilers out there, if you know anything about the game, I'm past the second door. I'll just leave it like that. I'm past the second door. So if you've been playing the game, you kind of know where I'm at. But with that being said, all the things that I've done to get that far has just been absolutely enjoyable. It's one of the few times where you get a game and you don't have to worry about too many issues like Redfall, and it had, even though the frame rate is a problem there, and the frame rate is a problem in Breath of the Wild. No, not Breath of the Wild, but Tears of the Kingdom. The thing about it is Redfall is just an empty game. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is so much you can do in that game outside of just going through the storyline. It makes it worthwhile. Now, I'm playing this game on my Nintendo Switch Lite. Obviously, if you watch Digital Foundry, you know that the game is not up to par when it comes to performance. Let's be honest, what game necessarily is up to performance on the Nintendo Switch or the Switch Lite? Um, there's been some games, don't get me wrong, has actually been surprisingly running at a high frame rate, but I don't think Tears of the Kingdom was going to be one of those games. If I'm not mistaken, Breath of the Wild wasn't all that fancy on the Wii U, but nevertheless, the visuals of the game, everything that goes along with the game, uh, I say it's serviceable. I can play this game knowing that I'm playing it on the handheld. And to be quite honest, I never really expect Nintendo to be one of these games with high performance is one of their one of their check marks on making a game. Nintendo's always been one of these companies that not necessarily you know go that route. They just want to make you play a game that has a good experience, have a fun time, and that's basically what Tears of the Kingdom is. I could have got much further in this game, but with this weekend, my Mother's Day, and doing so much for my wife this week, I really haven't gotten that far. But like I said earlier, how far that I've gotten is way more worth. It was worth the time, and I cannot stop playing this game. I've stopped playing the golf game for now. I got to get back to that because I know I got more content I need to put out there as far as my career mode on the golf game. But all in all, with my first impressions, this game is highly recommended. I highly recommend you play it by some shape or form. Now, I could play it on my PC via Yuzu. What is this thing called? I got it right here. I'm about to click it. Oh, there it is, Raijin. I can play it with Raijin or Zulu or Zuzu, whatever the emulator is. I can't remember what it's called. I don't play with emulators too much. But the fact that I wanted to play it on the Switch and I wanted to play it straight out the gate, and I don't know if there's any issues on the emulator, but I just did not want to go through that route. And I recommend it. If you have a Switch, this is a game that you must play. You must play it. don't pirate it, obviously. I mean, you don't want to be like Kotaku, but nevertheless, you should play this game. If you don't have a Switch, is this a game that you should buy the Switch for? I'm not really sure. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of games that's on the Switch that you should buy the Switch for. I've become a fan of the Switch this year since I bought my son a Switch. I like it. I like it a lot. And I don't think this game is the one that you should say, oh, if you haven't bought a Switch now, you should. I mean, I think you know what you're getting into by buying a Nintendo Switch, and Tears of the Kingdom is not necessarily one of them. The whole system itself is a pretty good console, and I mean I can go down the rabbit hole of telling you about that because I'm one of the guys that have been reluctant to go and buying one. Like I said, I just recently bought one 6 years later, and it's it's much well worth it. I really really enjoy it. But if you have a Switch, I highly recommend you go ahead and pick this game up. It's really fun. The things you can do to experiment to make certain dishes, going through the code, and kind of you went through that with Breath of the Wild. The things that you go through to not necessarily have the weather affect your health, and in all the other things around it. The things you have to do to start off the game is a really good starting point to getting into the game. The places you have to go to obtain certain items and stuff is a really good starter for you. So uh even if you're not necessarily into this type of game, and which I don't say you want is Zelda. I mean, everybody's been played Zelda at least once, I would think. If you're not into it, or you're just trying to get used to it, or you're new to it, it's a very good start of the way the game is set up and what you have to do to get around. And it's so far it's well done. Like I easily give it a high praise. I'm not saying, like I said, the game's not perfect, but it's one of those refreshing moments, and Nintendo constantly does this, where you can go in and play a game and just have fun. You don't have to worry about real issues with the game. Like nowadays, like you can't even play The Last of Us remastered, Redfall. There's some other games out there that's just really really bad. But if you're gonna hang your hat on Zelda being at 20 frames on a Switch, and that's your gripe about the game, you probably don't have much to talk about because the Switch is known for having low frame rates on more demanding games. It's always been like that. I mean, look at Doom, look at Mortal Kombat, look at NBA 2K, look at MLB The Show. I even think 2K21, PGA Tour 2K21 was like that. So it's a lot of games that are out there that you're just gonna have that issue. So if you just want to play a game, usually a first party title from Nintendo, you really can't go wrong. But this game is kind of pushing the limits of the system. But I'm enjoying it. Let me know what you guys think. Have you had a good time with this game so far? I can honestly say that this is a game that I'm really going to be into for the next, few weeks. I mean, it's just one of the games I want to take my time and play. I know a lot of people say they went through it. It's a masterpiece. They played it already. They beat it already, which I don't understand. I don't see how can you enjoy a game by completing the game so fast, even if you got an early copy. These type of games take maybe 2 to 3 weeks to actually complete, understand, and enjoy. And that's why I don't really take many people's out the gate reviews like seriously, because even if you got the game 4 days prior to release and you played it, I just don't think you really had the chance to really you know have that fulfilling moment of playing the entire game. I think this really takes time, effort, and understanding where you're going throughout the game to appreciate this game. These games aren't built to be played in 72 to 96 hours. That not that fast anyway. I think 96 hours over a span of time where you can understand what's going on. I think that's what it is. So I think I rambled enough. I think it's enough. Go play this game. I think this is a game that you should try out. It's worth it. I'm going to get up out of here. If you like this video, man, hit that like button, man. I really appreciate you guys for coming through and watching. And share this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I am going to, well, I will go hang out with my beautiful wife. and my amazing son, but they're relaxing on this Sunday. It's Mother's Day. She deserves all the relaxing that she can get because she does so much. And my son, he's been running around all morning. He's taking a nap. So I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna probably play some more Tears of the Kingdom, or I may play something else in here. I might do that. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I said enough. All right, y'all. Peace.